of 159 credits for the students to graduate, which consist of 18 credits in general courses, 55 credits in English language skills, 37 credits in pedagogy courses, 13 credits in research courses, and 36 credits in elective courses that cover teaching, educational entrepreneurship. There are a total of 22 instructors consisting of 2 associate professors, 16 assistant professors, and 4 lecturers. Referring to their expertise, they are classified into 3 broad expertise categories: English language teaching, or ELT, linguistics in ELT, and literature in ELT. To foster students' critical thinking and active learning, SPELE implements the participative and collaborative approach, focusing on case methods and project-based learning, such as student-lecturer joint publications, book writing and publications, the undergraduate conference, or the ELEUC, and structural media exhibitions, micro-teaching, and English camp. SPELE also contributes to the dissemination of scientific research through the management of 2 biannual academic journals: the Education of English as Foreign Language Journal, or EDU-CAFL, managed by lecturers, and the Unfold Journal, managed by students that specifically publish undergraduate research papers. Students of SPELE have demonstrated outstanding achievement both in national and international levels, such as in Indonesian International Students Mobility Award by the Indonesian Ministry of Education in Boston, Turkey, and Ireland, the Teaching Program by the Indonesian Ministry of Education, the Japan Design Idea and Invention Expo, the Digitalized International Invention, Innovation and Design, or DIIID, competition held by Universitas Teknologi Mara, Malaysia, the International Sumatra Online Debate Open 2020, the IYIA 2019, or the 6th International Young Inventors Award, and WINTEX, or World Invention Technology Expo. The lecturers of SPELE have also actively contributed to the global academic realm through participating in both national and international conferences in Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, and Japan as keynote speakers as well as presenters. Receiving the gold medal in the 3rd Digitalized International Invention, Innovation and Design, Johor 2020. Receiving the Alumni Grant Scheme Award from Australia Awards. Receiving Learning Innovation for Students with Special Needs Awards from the Indonesian Ministry of Education. Receiving Open and Distance Learning Research Grants from the SEA-MEO Regional Open Learning Center, or SEA-MOLEC. Receiving the Curriculum Cooperation and Implementation Grant from the Indonesian Ministry of Education. Acknowledging the importance of partnership to leverage the quality and the opportunities of study program potentials, we have collaborated with renowned institutions such as SDO, School Development Outreach of Sampurna University, Indonesia, Universitas Negeri Malang, Indonesia, Undiska, Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha, Indonesia, UNES, Universitas Negeri Semarang, Indonesia, Education Offices of Kediri District, Indonesia, AIDRA, or Australia-Indonesia Disability Research and Advocacy Network, Australia, IIUM, International Islamic University, Malaysia, Malaysia.
Hello, my name is Mila. I graduated from Language Education Department, Brawijaya University 2017. Now I'm running my business as a founder and CEO of Lingua English course. My major connected me with lecturers and professors who really helped me develop my passion for teaching. I'm thankful for the experiences I had and the skill I developed here in Brawijaya University. I'm also thrilled that my evolved understanding of teaching has served as the foundation upon which I have built my career right now as an edupreneur. Thank you.
The study program of English language education strives for the global engagement of Indonesian youth through the quality of English language teaching practices, respecting inclusive and intercultural values.
thank you very much for joining us on this very special occasion and help us kick off the year-long celebration of the British Council's 75th anniversary here in Indonesia.
We would like to invite to the stage our country director. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Summer Sia.
Warm welcome to all schools represented here today to join the British Council Partner School Network. This could be a great start of our collaboration to prepare the youth of today to become the leaders of tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Scott McDonald.
Thank you. So, Selamat Siang, Selamat Datang. Building connections, understanding, and trust between the people of Indonesia and the people of the UK. And as you just heard, we'll be celebrating the past this week as we launch, I hope, what will be a year-long celebration of our 75th birthday in Indonesia. We opened in Bandung in 1948 and have been here ever since. I think birthdays are a time to reflect, and we should celebrate our strong relationship over the last 75 years. However, the reason I'm so delighted to be here today and to sign this MOU today is that it looks to the next 75 years of collaboration in education, English, and arts and culture. This agreement with our most important government partners provides us a strategic framework that will allow us to continue our long commitment to Indonesia. It should deepen our relationship with the government of Indonesia and redouble our efforts to develop human capital across the country.
We highly appreciate the British Council support in giving assistance to the Indonesians International Students Mobility Award that is facilitating information sharing session between Indonesia and also the UK universities.
And one of the first logo that I saw was the British Council logo near our house. Congratulations to British Council Indonesia, and this relationship is actually very, very effective in promoting cooperations, and I like the word that Scott used, collaboration. Our aim is for the two sides to work and collaborate action closer to create opportunities post-pandemic so that we could move the economy and create good quality jobs.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings to the Honorable, to the representative from TEFLIN East Java, Professor Dr. Surabaya MPD, the representative of ELTIS Surabaya, Mr. Muhammad Syaifuddin PhD, the mentors of Digital Multimodal Literacies mentoring session, Professor Dr. Surabaya MPD, Mrs. Dian Novita Dewi SPD MLI, Mrs. Dian Inayati SPD MPD, Mrs. Safitri Wahini MPD, and Mr. Muhammad Syaifuddin PhD, as well as the audiences of today's mentoring session. Good afternoon, our beloved teachers, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the mentoring session 5 of Digital Multimodal Literacies mentoring session. My name is Agnia Ilma, and I'm your moderator for today's event. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to all of the participants who have joined for today's event. Your participation is greatly appreciated, and we are glad that you could be here with us today. We are hoping that you will find today's mentoring session both informative and engaging. Our program is funded by the British Council entitled Digital Multimodal Literacies, which consists of 2-day online learning that we already held in June 2023 and the 5-session guided discussion. Then there will be also the Digital Multimodal Material Awards or DIMA, in which you can participate after you have joined the 2-day online training and the 5-session discussion. Before we begin, I would like to explain some rules for today's mentoring session. First, please ensure that you have a stable internet connection and are in a quiet environment to avoid background noise. Second, there will be a digital multimodal material presentation session, and each group must nominate the representative to present the digital multimodal material created. And lastly, please note that today's mentoring session will be recorded for future reference. These are just guidelines to ensure today's event will run smoothly. All right, now allow me to read the agendas for today's online mentoring session, which are as follows. The first session is opening remarks by Professor Dr. Surabaya MPD. The second session is presentation of digital multimodal material by one representative of each group. The third session is material submission that will be explained by Mrs. Dian Inayati, SPD MPD. The next session is the explanation of Digital Multimodal Materials Award by Mrs. Dian Novita Dewi, SPD MLI. And the final one is closing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to mark the beginning of our mentoring session 5, please allow me to invite Professor Dr. Surabaya MPD, who is the representative from TEFLIN East Java, to deliver the opening remarks. Professor Surabaya, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope everybody is happy today. First of all, I'd like to extend my thanks and gratitude to the British Council for supporting this event, Mentoring Session 5, conducted in collaboration between Universitas Brawijaya, Malang, TEFLIN East Java Chapter, and also ELTIS Surabaya. I also don't forget to extend my appreciation to the committee led by Ibu Dian Inayati for organizing this event. And this is mentoring session 5, and as the last mentoring session, I hope all teachers have finished preparing and also creating, designing their multimodal text. And today I heard from the committee that some teachers will represent their groups, presenting their multimodal text and also showcase some applications which is applied in the multimodal text. I'm very happy today to know that many of the teachers have already progressed, make good progress, especially in designing the multimodal text using some of the applications introduced by Ibu Dian Novita Dewi, Ibu Dian Inayati, Pak Saifuddin, and also Ibu Savitri. And of course, thank you very much, Ibu Dian, Ibu Double Dian. There are 2 Dians here. And also if we invite from British Council, we have also another Dian, so we have triple Dians. Thank you very much, Pak Udin, Bu Savitri also, for helping the teachers, introducing some of the applications that I heard from them that most of the applications are new to them, so they learn a lot from this. And also thanks a lot to the mentor assistants, Mbak Agnia, Mbak Laras, Mas Deo, Mbak Rani, and also Mas Julius. All of them are our students actually, but they perform very well, especially in guiding and also assisting teachers in creating the multimodal text. Thank you very much for everybody. And also, of course, I don't forget to extend my gratitude to the teachers who are participating in this program and also result in some of the programs, some of the applications. And today I'd like to hear and also to see how the multimodal text are introduced and also shown by some of the teachers. Again, thank you very much for your participation and also for your seriousness in joining the program. I'm sure that the skills in designing the multimodal text, especially applied using the digital applications, will be very useful not only for you as teachers, but also for your students. I'm sure also that the teaching learning activities you will be having with your students using the applications will be much more interactive, much more interesting, and will be much more beneficial for the students. Thank you very much, and especially to Ibu Dian Inayati, thank you for leading the sessions of mentoring very well. And now it already reaches the last session, which is session 5. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Suliati, for your wonderful words and for setting the tone for this engaging mentoring session. As we move on to our presentation session, I would like to inform the audience to fill out the pre-survey, which will be given through the chat box below. We will give you around 3 minutes to fill the questionnaire. Thank you.
Mohon maaf, telat. Kedengeran ya? Kira kedengeran ya?
All right, for this, we just joined this today's mentoring session. Please fill out the questionnaire that will be given through the chat box. Thank you. All right, thank you very much for filling the pre-survey. And now, without any further ado, let's begin the event with our main agenda, digital multimodal material presentation by one representative of each group. All right, let's start with the first group. The representative from Group 4, Mrs. Ana Asana El Sulutia, the time is yours.
All right, thank you, Mbak Agnia. Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. I am Ana Asana. I am very blessed to have this webinar series. I have what's that? I have followed and joined all the mentoring session, and it is very much give me more information about digital multimodal literacy. Thank you very much for British Council and also Universitas Brawijaya, TEFLIN for holding this webinar series. Okay, let me present my presentation today. So for each mentoring session, because actually I'm not a teacher at school, I'm a teacher at a high school gitu ya, Bapak Ibu. So this is my material. It is about homophones because I teach pronunciation in my class. So we will talk about homophones, and I have sorry. So at the first period of the class begin, I would like to open the class by having some questioning to my students about what is homophones and what are the examples of homophones. Then these are the examples of homophone. We have 8 and 8, and then write and see and see, like that. Then I have Kahoot here. Would you like to, sorry, Mbak Ania, may I have a practice of answering Kahoot play here with Bapak Ibu in this Zoom meeting? Is it okay? Or I just make it, or I just present it, or we can play it together? Is it okay for me to play it together with you, Bapak Ibu?
I'm sorry
Or I just present it?
Yes, you can, Ibu.
Okay. Okay. So please open your, please open your kahoot.it, Bapak Ibu. So that this Kahoot play will have some review of homophones, homophones quiz, like that. So for you, if you have your gadget with you, please open kahoot.it. Then I'll open and I'll start to give you the pin of this Kahoot play.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Is it
Yes,
possible
Ibu?
for you to copy the link of the Kahoot on the chat room? Thank you.
Oh, okay. If you want to play the, what's that? The game, you only open kahoot.it in your browser, Ibu. Then I'll start the quiz from here.
Bu Ana, so I think we have to
Yes.
enter the game pin, please. Game pin. The pin.
Yes, I'm trying to open my, okay, I'm trying to I'm sorry, the internet is not stable, maybe. Okay, so this is my game. I'm trying to open it, Bapak Ibu. I'm sorry. Would you like to wait for a minute? Okay, I'm sorry. Wait. Saya kira langsung ke start ya. Kemarin saya buka kok bisa langsung ke start ini. Okay. While waiting for my for the game, actually I have some other model to teach about homophones. One of them is TikTok videos. I have some references of TikTok videos here, so the students can click it to know the example of homophones like this. Yeah, loading.
These two words are spelled but pronounced exactly the same. They're both pronounced flower. Try using them. I need to buy some flour, bake cookies. My favorite flower is a rose.
Okay, so this is one of the example of videos I give to my students to learn about homophones. So there are so many TikTok videos that can help us to teach English material. And I'd like to use TikTok because it is very familiar to our students and it is very easy to use and very easy to find the materials about what English material we discuss with our students that day, like that. After having TikTok videos, we would like to practice here with some other games. We have online game with Kahoot, and also we have offline game with crossword here. Then we practice the homophones. We practice. We know that teaching pronunciation is always having drilling session. So this is our drilling session, Bapak Ibu. So after having online game with Kahoot and then examples with videos, I have offline game with crossword. So then we have drilling session, drilling blue. Let's practice everyone like that. Blue, blue, one, like that, and so on. So this is the drilling session of pronunciation class. After having drilling session, we will have, in the end of the class, we will have the penugasan or the task for the student. They will, find some videos in TikTok, a duet challenge. Do you know the duet challenge in TikTok, Bapak Ibu? About the duet challenge? Yes, it is very interesting for us. Moreover, if we practice pronunciation. So the students would like to find some duet challenge video in TikTok and then having duet, then submit the video they made or tag my name, tag my account like that. So they submit the task by tagging their video to my account. So I can directly watch their video after having duet with the challenge in TikTok, like that. So that's the multimodal I have in my class, one of my class and one of my team in pronunciation series. So I have online gaming with Kahoot, then some pictures and videos, and also on offline gaming with crossword puzzle. So I think that's all my presentation. I'm so sorry I wouldn't able to play the Kahoot, but maybe later on I would like to share the link of my Kahoot quiz. Thank you very much for your kind attention. And once again, thank you very much for holding this webinar series. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Mrs. Anna, for the great presentation. And it sounds like Ibu Sri Yuliarsi have a question.
Oh,
Please,
yes.
Ibu Sri Yuliarsi.
Okay, let me introduce myself. I am Sri Yuliarsi from SMAN 1 Sampang Madura. I have a questions for you. Is it for your action or is it a main discussion on your subject?
Oh, okay. It is main discussion, Ibu. Okay. So the models or the multimodal I have in my class, first of all, the picture what is homophone like that, the explanation of homophone, the picture is in the first session or the what we call kegiatan awal, yeah, in our kegiatan awal for my class. And then the main session I have Kahoot playing, yeah, Kahoot quiz. After that, after discussing the quiz, I have the video for the example, and of course, I will have drilling session with my students. Then in the end, I would like to have the video submission as the homework. The video submission is the homework. They have duet challenge. Oh, sorry. As I told you before, that actually I'm not a teacher at school. I'm a lecturer actually. So I teach in first semester in pronunciation class.
Oh, I see. That's why I'm a little confused because I never found about the topics from elementary up to high school. So that is why I asked you why the topic for discussion forum. Okay, thank you for your information. It's interesting, but may I have? Can I tell you about my experience in using dual TikTok challenge?
Yes.
I have to my students to do practice using TikTok challenge. Is their speaking to practice their speaking ability, but at the end only because I told him to do it at their home, only a few students submit that task. So only some. They told me that, Mom, I don't have a TikTok account. Mom, I don't blah 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 blah. So maybe what is that? Maybe for university student, maybe it will be good, yeah, because they will join all the challenge the lecture give to them. Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome, Ibu Sri. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ibu Sri, for the question, and thank you very much, Ibu Anna, for the answer. All right. Yes, Ibu Anna, do you want to?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ania.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibu Anna. For Bapak dan Ibu, anyone, do you have a question to Ibu Anna? You might ask a question to Ibu Anna.
I think it's good, but so I get an inspiration that maybe in some case, like in reading, we can apply this this warm up to challenge students to speak up what's in their mind. So we can apply it in a class, even we don't have pronunciation specific subject, like I can integrate it in a speaking, yeah, to make students more fluent in English, something like that. I think that's nice.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Sri, for the feedback. And all right, now let's move to the next group. All right, for the representative from Group 2, Ibu Sri Yuliarsi, are you ready to present your material?
Okay, inshallah, I'll be ready as soon as I can. And thank you for Mbak Laras, who always accompany me, presents my presentation online. Thank you. And also, she gave me some suggestions to improve my lesson plans to be better and better. And I love these sessions very much. And I never left this session from the beginning until the end. And I did my battle last night by trying to, try to making an account in quizzes, because years ago I had tried to make this account, but I always fail. And then the last night is my last battle that I have to succeed to make even it's only 5 questions, but I struggled with my ass because I was so sleepy last night. So, Mbak Laras, can you share? Okay, thank you, Mbak Laras, for helping me so far. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for this session. I really appreciate it, and I really happy and enjoy it this session. Thank you for Mbak Laras. Thank you for Ibu Dian, and Professor Zuliati. Today I have a topic about offering and suggestion. In this topic, I have 3 learning objectives for specific. These are specific learning objectives. First about reading, and then the second one about writing, and the last one is about speaking. For general objective, in this topic, students are able to identify the expressions of and suggestions, identify the implicit message, understand the text structure, create a dialogue, and present dialogue at the class. This one, the first step, I present to my class, telling them about my learning objective of the day. And then the second one, I will open the class like student presence list, and then the second one praying dua, and then the last I always use English mantra to open the class. And later on, I will open with the bamboozle game to make the student gain their focus before the class begin. So from here, I have applied to this game at my class, and the students felt so happy because they felt so challenged to get the correct answer, to get a good score, and to get how they their tactic to still to steal others' point, something like that. And then I make them into 2 teams, and each team consists of 4 students. And then and I felt the atmosphere is good for my class, because this is my first time to apply such kind of online game in my class activity. I have already attached the game on the on this slide, and actually I didn't make the game because I still found that the game still have a correlation with my subject, so I only took from the bamboozle. Maybe for the next time we can make it fixed based on the topic I will discuss in my class. This one for my main activity. After the game, I will ask some students. I will ask questions for the students, like about the topic, like have you ever had a problem in your life, and blah 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 until ABC, and then the student will give their free answer based on their experience. So everyone will speak up what's in their mind. So everyone will give a different answer for the same question. So it also to gain their critical thinking to face their daily life, something like that. The next one, because I use project-based learning, the first thing I have to do is designing product planning. I will make the student into group, and then I will make sure that each group will understand about the topic will be do by each group. And then the second one, creating product development schedule. In this section, the teacher ensures that every group member understand their task. Each group create a product according to their agreement in each member. The next, a monitoring activity. Here, the teacher monitor project outcome according to the schedule plan. If there are discrepancies from the initial design, the group can rectify the result before the submission deadlines. So in this monitoring activity, there must be any unpredictable things. So in this section, the students can come up to the teacher to make some discussion for their progress. And then the next, testing result, discussing the feasibility of the created project and generating a product or report to present to others. And then the last one, evaluating learning experience. The last one, and after that, the submission of the project, teacher and the class discuss the result of the project. Each group have a chance to give their opinion related to other students' work. Before the class ends, the teacher will give a quiz to assess the understanding to the day's lesson. So after the teachers follow the syntax of the learning process, at the end, I will assess the students to know them better, whether they get a better understanding after the lesson or not, by giving them quizzes. So I try in this section by giving them 5 questions by multiple choices. And then before the class ends, the students and the teacher do some reflection before concluding the lesson, as well as discuss the topic for the coming meeting. So this is my end presentation. I use bamboozle for the opening, and then for the closing, I use quizzes for the assessment students to know my student whether they get better understanding after they get a lesson from me. So I use this topic for 2 meetings. Thank you for all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Ibu Sri Yuliarsi, for the nice presentation, and please give applause to Ibu Sri Yuliarsi, everyone. All right, thank you very much, Ibu Sri, and for Ibu and Bapak who want to ask the question to Ibu Sri regarding the material presented. The time is yours.
Please share your idea to improve my lesson plan. I will be glad to hear from you all. Maybe I need.
It seems like Ibu Ika already raised hand. All right, Ibu Ika, please.
Thank you for the time, and thank you for the presentation of Bu Sri Yuliarsi. My question is, during your class, are you using your English for the full time? I mean, 100% using English to teach the English itself, or bilingual method? I mean, you use in Indonesia. That's the first. The second one, is there any, what is that? Is that any improvement for the result of your students before you use the multimodal and after you use it? I mean, is there any raise or any new achievement about the student, or is there any data from you that after using the multimodals, the score of the student is getting better? Is it? I think that's all I want to know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your questions. It's a good question. For the first question, honestly, I have tried to practice. I have tried to, what is that? Lately, I use bilingual language. So I tried to use English much than Indonesian. But when I found some students face some difficulty, try to change into like a popular word, and when they still do not understand, I will change to Indonesia. So I use 3 steps. I try to full English, and when they do not understand, I will change to a simple one, and when they still have some difficulties, I will change to Indonesian. And then what improvement I get, yeah, of course I get some improvement because this is, what is that, like the students feel like got a challenge because they find a different thing from me as what is it? First, I found from the students for at first before years before, it is very hard to collect student score from class activity, but with some improvement from me as a teacher, I found my students' enthusiasm to join my class and to submit my English task. And because this is still the beginning, but I found that I got the progress, and I found one of my students protested on me when they didn't get my check on their English work. Thank you. Do you understand what I mean, Mom? Maybe. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. It's really clear to me. Thank you so much.
Ya, jadi ini gini intinya perubahannya yang jelas saya rasa anak itu protes ketika saya tunda dulu, sekarang waktunya habis. Enggak Bu, saya minta dikoreksi sekarang, something like that. Ya, kemudian juga itu digabungkan dengan teknik mengajar ya. Related to our technique. Sometimes when we have a good material, but when we have a lack of a strategy, sometimes I fail on my class. Like on TikTok challenge, right? I do my reflection, my big fail on TikTok challenge because I didn't ask my students to bring the handphone to school. So they have many reasons to decline to do this the activity. So that's depend on our student. Jadi benar-benar each class has a different response and each student have a different response. Jadi memang our strategy is really needed to accomplish our multimedia bahan ajar and our lesson plan to gain success, to lead the students get better understanding and get better involvement in class activity. I think that's what I experienced at my school. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Sri and Ibu Ika for the nice discussion. All right, for Bapak and Ibu who want to ask the question to Ibu Sri, is there any question, Ken? All right, it seems like there is no question here. Okay, so let's move on to the next presentation from the representative of Group 3, Ibu Rida Aprilia Santi. Ibu Rida, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Agnia. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, record.
Yes, thank you. I'm so sorry, Bapak Ibu, because I got sore throat. So, yeah, I'm so sorry if I cannot speak very clear, but I hope that you can still catch what I'm presenting. Okay, well, let me introduce myself. My name is Rida Aprilia Santi. I teach English at SMA Negeri Taruna Nala Jawa Timur in Malang. And I would like to thank to Bu Dian Inayati for introducing me to Peer Deck, because this is the first time for me to get to know Peer Deck and try to use it. And I really got really fun of it, and it's really easy to use. Let me share what I have already tried to make in Peer Deck. Can you see my Peer Deck slide?
And Bapak Ibu, if you would like to join the class, this presentation, you can just click the link that I have already provided in the chat box. So, well, I made these materials for 10th grade students for narrative text. And I start my lesson by asking my students conditions, or I just say, hello students. I greet my students and say, how are you today? Ibu Bapak, how are you today? You can directly respond. Does it work? To be honest, I haven't tried this per deck, so I will be very happy if you can join and also give response. Wow, okay, thank you. So you're happy today. Okay. Then I will introduce my students about the activity that I will have with them. So let's learn about narrative text. And because I teach in 10th grade, I assume that they have already familiar with narrative text previously. That's why, for that reason, in the next slide, I provide them with kind of warm up that is quite familiar for them. But before having them with the warm up, okay, I show them the learning objective. I'm so sorry, maybe the internet connection is a bit bad. Can you see the learning objective in your side, Bapak Ibu?
Yes, we can, Bu Irida.
Yeah, thank you. It's still loading in my side. So, well, here there are 3 learning objectives. By the end of the teaching and learning session here, I would like my students to know how to read and identify communicative purpose, language features, and structures of narrative text correctly. And I want them to find out information from narrative text by answering questions correctly. And then at the end, I want them to be able to retell a narrative story in a written form using correct text structure, language features, and punctuations. And why here in the objectives, I also provide some responses here because as I previously mentioned, I assume that my students have already familiar with narrative story in the junior high school. So I would like to know whether are you already familiar with the purpose of narrative text, or are you already familiar with the first learning objective or the second learning objective or the third learning objective? So I want my students to respond. Then when they said that, okay, yeah, Budian said a bit, okay, then I will ask more. So what do you know about it? Then I will invite my students to have a kind of discussion. So I won't repeat the same thing because I don't want my students to be kind of bored, and I want them to get engaged in the lesson. Then as I introduce to the learning objective, I invite them to have a kind of warm-up activities. I ask them to cross out the ones that don't belong to narrative story here. Then I will invite them to have a discussion as well. Why don't you check biography? Why biography is not doesn't belong to narrative text? Then I will invite them to give their explanations. By having their argumentations and we have discussions, I will know more about my students' understanding. So it's also kind of diagnostic assessment before we move to the next activities. Then to motivate the students, I have another slide. So now, are you ready to learn? Yeah, okay. Again, then I move to another slides. This one is the introductions to the story that we will discuss in that meeting. So what can you tell from the picture? What do you have in the picture and what do you think in the picture? Is there any of you would like to respond? So what do you see in the pictures and what can you tell? What can you tell from the pictures? We have a woman there, and we also have a bull, I guess. So what do you think? Can you guess what kind of story that we will have later on, that we will read? Yeah, a buffalo is talking to the lady. Yeah, okay. There are a woman and a bull. Yeah, okay. Can you guess? Have you ever heard a story between a woman and also a bull before? No? Okay.
Not really.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, we are at the same boat because this is also the first time for me to have and read this story. Because this story is from somewhere else, not from Indonesia. So let's have a look later. Yeah. So here is actually the same thing. I invite the students to kind of make predictions. I want you to make predictions, what kind of story that we will have. And later, I want you to check whether your prediction is, whether you can get a correct predictions about the story or not. Okay, can you predict? Will we have a kind of happy ending story? Will we have a sad ending story? Is the story about a heroic story, or is it about a legend or a myth or something that is scary? Can you guess it? So you can make different predictions and write down your answer on that slide. Okay, and Bapak Ibu, well, because I teach in SMA, so I think I'm open to have a kind of discussions, and yeah, I will encourage my students to talk more about it. Then, okay, before we read the story, I want you to understand the keywords that you may find in the story. You have different vocabularies here. We have grown, venture, semanap, strikers. Can you match up that vocabulary with the definitions? You can draw a line. Okay, nice. Maybe you can also select other color, so it can be more clear. It can be clearer. Grown, make deep in articulate. Okay, nice, awesome. Okay, how venture, go for, and then bring back. How about semanap? Abandon, stagger, nurture, fetch. Can you find the definition? Okay, in this slide, I will also invite my students to practice using the words into a sentence. So I may pick 1 or 2 students to make a sentence. Okay, can someone make a sentence using grown? Then I will invite them to either write their sentence or they just say it. Then we will have a more discussion about it, whether they can already understand the words or not. Then after that, I will invite the students to visit the link, because the text is quite long. So I invite the student to just click the link, and the link will direct them to the story. Can you click the link, Ibu Bapak? Can you find the story over there?
Yes, I can.
Okay, nice. Okay, so then I will invite my students to read along. What I plan to do is that I will give them some minutes to have a kind of silent reading. Then after that, I will invite them to read in turn. For example, like students A, can you please help me to read this part? Then we will have a quite quick discussions about this part. Then I will invite other students to read the next part. Then we will have another discussion about it. So we will have the same understanding about the text. Then after that, we let's move back to the peer text. Hold on a second. Okay, after I invite the students to read, then I want them to analyze the content of the text. I invite them to find out the setting. Can you find the setting of the story? Then they will write down here. Okay, it's in the forest. Then other students can also write down their answer. Then we will have discussions. Why I provide this kind of story map? Because I want my students to answer the first learning objective, in which they have to understand the structure of the story and the generic features of the story. So I invite the students to analyze and evaluate different part of the text. And as the students have already fill in the story map, I invite them to have further discussions about the generic structure. In story map, we do not really group them into this one is orientation, this one is problem, this one is reorientations. So I have this slide. I don't want to directly explain, okay, orientation is something that explain about the introduce about the story, about the setting, about the characters, things like that. But I want my students to find out by themselves. That's why I provide them this slide. I inquire them, what do you find at the beginning of the story? Then they have to go back to the story, and they will say, okay, I have the setting, and then I have the characters of the story, and so on and so forth. Then at the end, I will direct them to make a kind of conclusion. So at the beginning of the story, we have to introduce the readers about the setting, about the characters, about the atmosphere of the story, to lead the readers into the story, and we call them as orientations. Then what do you have in the middle of the story? And they will say, okay, we have problems. What kind of problem that you have? And things like that. And I will lead them to have a kind of conclusion. So in the middle of narrative story, we have problems. We also have climax, in which the problems may raise, and the main characters have to find solutions to deal with the problems. Then I will invite them to think about what do you have at the end of the story, whether the characters can finally solve the problems, whether is it happy ending, whether is it sad ending, whether it's kind of no ending at all. So it's kind of questioning. So I invite the students to conclude that we have resolution part as well in the narrative text. Then here, this slide is actually conclusions for the students. I want them to have this as a conclusions, and they can also note down in their notebook. So what is narrative text? After reading the story about a girl or woman and also a bull, what can you conclude? What is narrative text actually? And they may argue, they may state their opinion about narrative text, and we can have a kind of conclusions. A text that amuse. Okay, then we can we invite the students to make a kind of conclusion like that. And why do you think that we need to learn about narrative text? Why do we read a story? Then I invite the students to find the benefits of reading story, reading narrative text. So they do not only learn because they have to, but they learn because they need to. That's why I give this question. So I want them to find out why it's urgent for them to learn this text. Then what elements we actually have already discussed it previously in the 11 and 10 slide. So I direct the students to make a kind of conclusion. So the element of narrative text are orientations, then problems, then reorientation. We also have coda at the end for some text. Then we have further discussion about it. How about the language features? In order to answer this, I will invite my students to move back to the story, and I want them to have a look on the the characteristic of the verbs and adjectives, things like that, and I will direct them to make a kind of conclusions. Like in narrative text, we use past tense. We also use a lot of noun and also adjectives to give an overview about the characters. So we will have kind of deep discussions about this part. Then, because I don't want my students to work only individually, I will also invite them to work as a group. I invite them to click the link, and we will divide the class into 5 groups. I usually have a kind of attendance list in class, then I will call out. So I didn't check their attendance in the beginning, but I instead I also check their attendance in this part. Then I will spin the wheels. Then, okay, for example, Ani, okay, yeah, you belong to group 4. Yeah, and then we invite them to be in a group 4, and then and so on and so forth. So I group them while also I check their attendance. Then as they are within a group, I invite them to work in a with that group to read and understand this story. Then I want them to answer these questions and have discussions with their group. Then at the end of the discussions, we will also have a small discussion within the group. We also have kind of big group discussions with the whole class to check their understanding about the text. And these slides, the 15th and also 16th slides, are actually meant to answer the second learning objective, in which I want my students to be able to describe and also analyze the detailed informations within a text. I know that one text is not enough, may not enough to achieve this learning objective, but yeah, because it's just kind of teaching what's that, presentation, so I just put one text. But in fact, I will provide more than one text, so I can really answer whether or not my students can already achieve that learning objective. Then after I answer my students are familiar with the detailed informations from the text that they read, I also invite them to map their story. Why I use this is actually as a scaffolding for them before they write a narrative text. So I want them to analyze and return back to the characteristic of narrative text, in which they have to have the setting, they have to have characters, they also have to provide problems and resolution, things like that. And these kind of mapping activities can help them to familiar with this kind of structure. So later on, when they have to write their own narrative story, they are familiar with that. And after that, I will invite them to have individual work, and I want them to pick a kind of narrative story. I know it's pretty hard for students to write a whole or an original narrative story, but somehow I invite them to think or recall about their favorite narrative story, and I want them to rewrite it using their own language, their own words. And I want them to start it by mapping their story. Then after they map their story, I invite them to develop their story into a good narrative text, and I want them to post their writing here. So I use Padlet. I will ask them to click that link. Then I will ask them to just copy their writing here and just post their writing here. Then I will invite them to provide feedback to each others by providing comment here. And then I want them to revise their work according to their friends' comment, and then repost their story here. And then we will display their story later on. And at the end of the class, I will invite them to reflect on the learning activities, of the learning experience they have already joined. And for the informations, Bapak Ibu, well, this the whole materials are for 2 meetings. So I may have the writing part on the second meeting. I think that's all that I can share. I really appreciate for your comment and also suggestion for the betterment of these materials. Thank you. I give back to Mbak Agnia.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Rida, for the outstanding presentation. Please give applause to Ibu Rida. All right, it seems like Ibu Sri raised hand. Please, Ibu Sri.
May I have questions, Ibu? Siapa itu? Ibu Rida.
Yes, please, Ibu.
Nice presentation. Good job.
Thank
And
you.
your slide also very, very interesting. But I am so curious about your students. What's your students' response for your class?
Okay. Well, thank you for the question, Ibu. To be honest, I haven't tried these peer deck materials to my students. But for the information, general information for my students, I teach in what's that? A boarding school and semi-military based school in which the students stay in the boarding house. And for their English level, some of them pre-intermediate and some are in intermediate level. And before they attend the school, we also have different what's that? As admission tests, so they have to join English test as well. So if we compare to regular school, I think we have a kind of plus point because we can choose the students. So in terms of the students, I think that there are, I cannot say that all of them are better, but we can say that their English are quite good, but not all are good. Yeah, most of them.
I guess with your material and when you have a good response from your students, I think it's very, very good and very challenging for the teacher itself, because like what when we have a class and then the student ask give a good response, engage the class activity, they active to ask, to give asking and giving their opinion, I think it will be interesting. For me myself, if I share your material in my class, I think it's very hard because only a few students can get interaction with the English class activity, because it sekolah negeri ya, so something like that. That's good, but what is that? May I give you some Gini. May I give you some suggestions?
Sure. Yes, Bu. I will.
Saya sampai hari ini, I still remember I experienced teach English with American for 3 years. 1 tahunnya karena COVID-19, jadi she has to back soon to American at that time. Dan dia selalu bilang begini, mungkin ini sharing buat teman-teman juga ya. Bu Yuli, apa selalu, what is the structure of the text? What is dealing with features of the text? Nah, kemudian di sini saya juga dapat masukan juga di sini. Misalkan tanya orientation, di orientation kan itu ada who, when, and where. Biasanya saya bikin tabel Ibu, I make a table ya. Kemudian di situ saya kasih kotak orientation. Nah, di orientation itu saya kasih di kanannya itu who is the main character of the story. Jadi without telling the student that's orientation, the student will understand from the table. Jadi karena saya pernah ditegur, Bu Yuli apa harus seperti itu? Saya juga nggak tahu saya mau jawab gimana ya. Ya akhirnya saya berbenah diri I make a table, and then this is orientation. Without the definition, I just make a definition from the questions. What is the content of orientation? Oh, who is the main character? Where the story took place? And then like make a comparison. Of course, at least we present minimally two texts. So far, I always rewrite all what is that? I rewrite the narrative text. So when about talking about what is that? I just make it like maximum 13 lines. But it is very hard for me to rewrite the narrative text into like a shortened text. It should be contain like orientation and then main conflict until the resolution of the story without losing the message, without losing the language features and blah blah and blah blah, because of my students' condition. Why? If I use what's the text you show me, like today, I'll be really 100% failed to my class. Yeah, only maybe 5 students will accomplish or will get benefit from my class. That's only my sharing. Ibu, you are awesome. I like your presentation. You speak very well today, and yeah, nice idea. Hope you keep on fighting for the next class. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Bu Yuli. Thank you for the suggestion.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Yuli and Ibu Rida. That's such an insightful discussion. Okay, it seems like Ibu Anis Sulistiani, yes, want to ask Ibu Rida.
Thank you very much, Ibu Rida. I enjoyed your lesson, and I think I will use this kind of lesson in my class, but I will simplify because my students are from the junior high school. But my question is, do you have any strategy to avoid student copying the in your lesson is about narrative, yeah, copying narrative from internet. Do you have any strategy to avoid that? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Anis. Well, what I usually do with my students is that I lead them from the mapping activities. So I want to answer whether they really understand them. I mean, the things that they write. If we directly invite them, okay, write down a narrative text, then I okay, submit your writing. They will just copy from somewhere. So what I did so thus far is I provide them, as I shown you, provide them with a map, so they have to write down. Okay, this one is the characters that they will have in their story, and this one is what's the setting, things like that. Because I know that it's pretty hard to write a narrative text on our own. For me myself, it's also hard for me. So I'll just recall what kind of narrative story that you like, and then okay, please write down and map the story that you would like to write. So yeah, we lead them from one step to other step, and to answer whether they really write down on their own. And what I usually say to them, I know your English, I know your language level, so I can easily identify whether you just copy from the internet or not, because I'm familiar with your writing. So I usually say that, and it just, yeah, they understand.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Ibu.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Anis, for the question, and thank you very much, Ibu Rida, for the answer. Okay, we have Ibu Sulis who raised hand. Ibu Sulis, time is yours.
Yes, thank you very much, Mbak Nia. Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate Mbak Rida. It was great presentation, systematic, well graded as well. I think if I were your student, I could understand it very well. But my question is about the questions that you have 8 questions, but among those 8 questions, 3 are about the text and then the rest it's like personalizing. Is there any reason why you give more personalized questions to your students? That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bu Sulis. Well, we are at the same group, and I actually hope that you are the one who presenting. Okay, well, okay, talking about the questions, yeah, I also provide questions, kind of reflective questions, because I want my students not only find the detailed information from the text, but I want them also to learn from the text as well. And the kind of reflective questions deal with their personal arguments, and I really love the choice of text mirror, because I want them to really see themselves. And I teach in senior high school students, and I think that story really relate to their characters and the things that they need, in which they are still kind of liable, and they need to really see themselves as they are. That's why I also provide that kind of questions. And because I also want to have more discussions. And another reason that can be also the answer for Bu Ani's questions, because I don't want them to just take and paste, copy and paste. By providing questions that reflective and evaluative, that they cannot find the answer just from the internet, but from themselves. I think that's a good point, yeah, to avoid plagiarism.
So in other words, are you leading them to write things based on their own experience?
Yeah, well, actually, yes. And yeah, I also want to have more discussion with them as well.
Okay, that's amazing to me.
And part of profil pelajar Pancasila, I also would like to integrate that as well, as part of critical thinking process, so they don't just have explicit informations from the text, but they have to reflect and evaluate.
2 thumbs up.
Thank you so much, Bu Sulis.
Thank you, Mbak Nia. That's all.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Sulis, for the question, and thank you very much, Ibu Rida, for the answer. Okay, before we move on to the next presentation, we would like to inform you about our YouTube channel, English Teacher Today, and the link of our YouTube channel will be sent through the chat box. So in our YouTube channel, there are some video recordings of our webinar series from online today webinar, and 5 sessions of group discussion or our mentoring session. And Bapak and Ibu can watch our webinar series on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. Okay, so for the next presentation is from Group 5. For Ibu Ani Sulistianityas, the screen is yours.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
First of all, I am very happy with these many sessions, but in the progress we have many good lessons, yeah, for our everyday teaching learning process, because this is the new one for me. Yeah, I like the peer deck too, so I tried to use peer deck in my presentation. Here we have the Google slide for the peer deck, and then for the final activity, I give the student the quizzes. Yeah. In this opportunity, I want to share my video. Sorry, maybe this one about my experience in teaching using the peer deck. But this is the first time for us as the teacher and the student. So maybe it's too slow for us to have the class. Yeah, I'm sorry. The YouTube. Okay. Before I continue to the video, maybe it's better for me to share the lesson plan. This is my lesson plan. Yeah. I am teaching at SMP Negeri 19 Surakarta. In this lesson plan, I composed the plan for grade 9. Yeah, and the text is label. Yeah, and the purpose of this lesson is through the learning process of special text material in the form of drug, food, beverage label, using the discovery models, students can correctly and accurately identify. So in this level, because this is the first meeting, I use this for only one meeting, 80 minutes. Yeah. So the identification process in this lesson. Yeah. And then this one is our my lesson plan. The material are in the lesson plan, but I want to show you first the YouTube. Sorry, maybe. Many students are now the children of digital natives. Technologies offer a remarkable capability for accessing information and connecting schools, teachers, students, and families. In these opportunities, I will try to describe my effort in teaching about labels using multimodal media. The media I use are peer deck with Google Slides and quizzes. I am teacher Anis. I prepared lesson plan for grade 9 in one meeting lesson lasting 80 minutes. The purpose of this lesson, through the learning process of special text material, in the form of drug, food, beverage labels. Using the discovery model, students can correctly and accurately identify and discuss social functions, structures, and linguistic elements of special text in the form of drug, food, beverage labels based on various sources. After completing the lesson plan, I registered for the peer deck, and then I composed a Google slide about the lesson material. From the slide, I presented the material to the student and the team. Sorry for not having the full screen. So it's not complete presentation, but maybe I can continue teaching learning process. Yeah, I try to show how students respond my lesson, and they are enthusiastic, yeah, and they write what they know. In the end of the lesson, students can do the quizzes for the homework and for checking the understanding of the students. Thank you. Okay, because the video is a short video, so I will try to give addition about doing the analyzing the labels, yeah, in groups, yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Anis, for the nice presentation. Okay, for Bapak and Ibu, please give applause to Ibu Anis for the presentation. Okay, it seems like Ibu Sri Yuliarsi. I want to ask a question to Ibu Anis. Please, Ibu Sri.
Ibu Anis, nice to meet you.
Yes, Bu Yuli, nice to meet you too.
May I have you a questions?
Yes, please.
What is the most difficulties you have faced on your English class? Because as in my mind, teaching junior high school, it's harder, I think, than senior high school. Thank you.
Maybe for me, the hardest problem is how to motivate them so they have the good process in teaching learning process, yeah, and they keep the motivation from the first up to the end of the lesson, because they have energy to do other things, and then also, so I always want to have the attention from them. So this is the peer deck, I think, is one of the thing that can give them interesting challenge to have respond. Yeah, to respond the teacher, they have to pay attention, and then from the responses I can show them, oh, this is the answer from who, and that's good. Yeah, the answer from Nita is good. Yes, try again for other student who is trying to write down, but they haven't finished yet. But the beginning of the writing is leading to a good answers from them. Maybe like that. Yeah.
So did you use handphone to your peer deck in your class?
I use the laboratory. We have the computers and in the laboratory, yeah, computers laboratory. So I have the permission from the school to use the laboratory, so I can have the lesson using computer and internet. In the library, there is a Wi-Fi too. Thank you.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I think
Yes,
if you use HP, it is harder, yeah, to to make the student like to make them more focus or more get interaction, because sometimes HP get some distraction like getting message, something like that. Yeah. Thank you, Bu Anis. Semangat terus.
We prepared well. So after this, we have other. After this, we have other lesson, and then we have other activity, and then so make them busy with the activities we prepare. That's the way I try to make them always interest. And then sometimes we have the breaks to have to make them refresh again.
Okay, thank you for sharing.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Sri and Ibu Anis, for the nice discussion. Okay, is there any other question for Ibu Anis? Okay, if there is no more question, let's move to the next presentation, and it is the final presentation from the representative of Group 1, Bapak Abdul Muid. The time is yours.
Okay, do you hear my voice?
Yes, Bapak.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, Bapak Ibu. I would like to present, but I would like to introduce myself. My name is Abdul Muid. I'm from SMP Vidatra, Bontang, East Kalimantan. And then today I would like to present about worksheet material, and it's for grade 9th grader, junior high school. This is about a procedure text. Wait, I have to share. Okay. Oh. Can wait. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. The first thing to do is wait. I will check my students' attendance and then wait. Yeah, the first thing to do is I will check my my students' attendance, and then because this is procedure text, I'd like to make a guessing game. I made it from PowerPoint. Yeah, this is about guessing the food. Why I use food? Because procedure text is mostly about how to make some food. Now, this is the example of the guessing the food. So I ask students to guess the food from the emojis. So like this one, I'm gonna share. Wait. Okay. Can you guess, Bapak Ibu, what is the name of the food?
Ring onion ring.
Okay, that's good. And then, yeah, it's like this one, onion ring. So I asked my students to compile between two pictures and become one food. That's it. And then this one, anyone, please?
Pancake.
Yes. Pancake.
Fire
Yeah,
dog.
it's hot dog.
Hot
Yeah,
dog.
good.
Hot dog.
Yes.
Fire dog.
Sorry.
What about this?
What is that? Oh my gosh. Sandy.
Landlady.
Sandwich. Oh yes.
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Sandwich. Oh my goodness.
There is sand and a witch. Yeah.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
Eggplant.
I got this inspiration from the gambar on application. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's very easy for students. Cotton candy.
Cotton
And
candy.
what about this one?
Pineapple.
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 Walnut.
Donut.
Walnut.
Donut.
No, it's not dough. Walnut.
Donut.
Walnut.
Get that. How do you get donut?
Walnut. This walnut.
You about
Sugar.
Shoe lady.
Sugar.
No.
Sugar lady.
No. Sushi. There is a shoe. And she.
Okay. Yeah.
Girl,
Makes sense.
And I think it's the last.
Cookies.
Cookie. Yeah.
Cookies. Yes.
Apa itu Pak? Zemut. Zemut.
Croissant. I like it.
Okay, that's it. Wait.
Give us more.
After guessing game, I asked my students about with some questions. Do you like cooking? What do you like? What food do you like? And then what kind of food do you like to cook? That is something like that. And then after that, I give a slide. This is about procedure tags with, sorry. No. My slide is about, this one. Then I will explain about procedure tags. This is what procedure tags, this is the objective, and then what is the procedure tags, and I explain about the social function, general structure, and then also the items of procedure tags. And this slide is talk about mostly vocabularies. So because I'm teaching at junior high school, and then they tend to be liking pictures. So I display some pictures here, and then also the vocabularies. This is the activity about the way to cook something. And then this is about spice. Okay, that's it. And then after giving them a slide, I asked my students to watch a video. This video is about how to make a strawberry cake. This is the video. Can you see the video?
Yes.
An egg.
Sorry
Some
for the sound.
strawberries.
Can
Some butter.
Wait.
Some cream.
Can you hear?
Some milk. Some sugar. Some flour.
Okay. After watching the video, I asked my students to work in group. One group consists of 4 or 5, and then they will discuss about how to make a strawberry cake based on the video. Then they will find the aim, the tools, the ingredient, and the step from the video. For example, I give you group 1. Group 1 has already done the aim, how to make a strawberry cake, tools, chopping board, knife, and so on. Now, after they write down the procedure text in Padlet, we discuss together from group 1 to group 4. And then after writing on Padlet, I asked them to do a Kahoot. This is for reflection because I asked them to, this is about to test whether they understand or not about my materials, because my quiz is about what I teach in the previous. This is the example. Maybe we can try to do Kahoot. I think it's very simple because it's only 10 numbers. Let's do this together. Classic mode. Yeah. Yeah. Would you like to join Bapak Ibu? Link. Yes. So, would you like to join Bapak Ibu? I have already sent the link, and if you cannot join, you can also use the pin. Yeah, my as I told you that the quiz is about what I teach them, what I tell them about the materials, about procedure text. Okay, let's get started. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, good. Next.
Ini gimana Pak? Kok cuman keluar angka punya saya Pak?
Oh yeah, you have to see the screen, Ibu. Yeah, actually I can, where is it? Show the question and answer. So every gadget can also see the questions and answer. I give you example. Insya Allah bisa.
Oh, it's very slow here on my.
Oh, slow ya.
Yeah, very slow on my laptop.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's it. Now, that is my quiz. What is it? That's the quiz of Kahoot. Why I use some kind of methods? Because as you know that junior high school students tend to be getting bored when they learn English. So that's why I use some kind of various media. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you. I hope that you can give the feedback or give some suggestion for my presentation. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Bapak Abdul Muid, for the nice presentation. Please give applause to Bapak Abdul Muid, everyone. Okay. Thank you, Bapak. And it seems like Ibu Yuli already raised hand. However, because Ibu Yuli has been actively asking questions from the first presentation until this presentation, let's hear from the other participant first. Bapak and Ibu, is there any question for Bapak Abdul? Anyway, thank you very much for Ibu Yuli for the active participation. But let's hear from the other participant first. All right, Bapak and Ibu, is there any question for Bapak Abdul? All right, Ibu Solis, please, the time is yours.
Okay, Pak, only one question. The last part for the Kahoot. Did your student get difficulties in answering the questions? I mean, the question is, for me, it's a bit challenging. Is my voice quite clear?
Would you please repeat your questions, because
yeah,
a lot of traffic here.
Okay, only one question for the Kahoot questions. Did your student find it a bit challenging for the questions?
Yes, my students always ask me, sir, when we play Kahoot, yeah, they are waiting for Kahoot. So when I give Kahoot, they are really excited. And then about the questions, I think it's quite easy for them, because I have already given the questions before. I mean, I have already how about the material? So I think some of them are easier for them to answer, but those who didn't hear my explanation, I think get difficulties.
Okay. And what is the purpose of the activity?
Okay,
What's
the activity,
purpose, yes?
the whole activity or using Kahoot?
Only for the Kahoot. Is it for checking or for practicing or for what?
Okay, it is just for reflection because I just want to test them whether they understand or not about my materials, because the focus on my procedure text is learning vocabularies, and yeah, they dive into vocabularies about procedure text. After they understand the vocabularies, I ask them to make the procedure text. So the focus on procedure text, vocabularies and writing. I mean, writing how to make something.
Okay, so it's part of the practicing.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, thank you very much.
Anytime.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Solis and Bapak Abdul for today's discussion. And Ibu Eli, it seems like you already raised hand before. The time is yours, Ibu Eli from Mandangkalat. Is there any question for Bapak Abdul, Ibu Eli? All right. It seems like Ibu Eli have a connection, perhaps. Okay, maybe Ibu Yuli, you can convey the question for Bapak Abdul, please.
Okay, Bapak, I have noticed on your presentation you present how to make bottle itu, Pak. Is it include your material?
How to make bottle? I'm sorry.
Yeah, itu I notice you show like structure text, and then the title is not about how to make something related to food, but it's related like.
Yeah.
Can you give me
how to make lemon tea? Lemon tea, yeah.
I don't know. Can you show me again your slide?
Okay.
Is it lemon tea or how to make?
This one.
No. At the very beginning.
At the very beginning. Oh yeah, this one.
Like in structure.
Oh yeah, this one, yeah. Okay. This is just I just wanna introduce my students about the goal, the materials, the steps. Yeah, it is just introduction for them to recognize the items of procedure text that consists of goal, materials, and step. Maybe I will, how to make a pencil case, for example. Materials consist of blah blah blah, steps consist of blah blah blah. So this is just introduction for them, and then they procedure text is not only for the food but also for others.
Okay, I know what you mean in present this what is that the sample, but in my opinion, may I share my opinion? I think the student will confuse. At the very beginning, you show this utensil and then the ingredients, blah 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 blah. At the end, you show the structures in a different things. If you want to show this material, I think you can make it next meeting, I think. So the student will know the difference. So itu maksudnya Pak, nanti di next meetingnya. Not when you talk about the utensil, the ingredients, blah, 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 and how to make apa itu? Apa judulnya Pak? What's the title Pak?
How to make a pencil case, I think.
Nah iya itu the student mix up their mind and will get confused. So I think if you want to show this to the student, I think for the next meeting. So for the first meeting, Bapak shows this like how to make some food, and then the second meeting how to make atau how to create something using procedure tech. I think that's will help the student will get focused on what you give, because you have a good warming up by engaging the students to get some interactions from your Kahoot. Jadi seperti itu Pak ya.
Okay, thank you Bu Sri. Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah. I forgot that I focus on food. Yeah. I should start, or I should give the example of how to make such kind of food. Yeah. Thank you. That's a good idea.
That's nice, Pak. So it will not ruin your good presentation for the student, because student will mix up. For elder like us, yeah, we can like use like step back, forward, or anything a strategy for elder. That's okay. But for the like junior student, they will be like stuck. What is that? What's the relation about the previous ingredients and how to make something like gitu. Itu. Tapi bagus udah Pak. Very challenging.
Okay, thank you Bu Sri.
Agnia still mute.
Oh, it seems like before I still muted. Okay. Thank you very much, Ibu Sri and Bapak Abdul for the next discussion. Okay. It seems like Ibu Sri is going to say something for Bapak Abdul. Are you there, Ibu? Is there any question or maybe suggestion for Bapak Abdul?
No. I don't think I have the capacity to give any feedback. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Sulis. Okay, once again, thank you very much, Bapak Abdul, for the nice presentation. And it will close our presentation session today. And let's move on to the next session. Okay, and the next session is the material submission that will be explained by Mrs. Dian Inayati. For Mrs. Dian Inayati, the time is yours.
All right, thank you very much, Agnia. Okay, can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Agnia, and welcome, Bapak Ibu. I, on behalf of the mentors and also the mentor assistants, pleased and amazed today on your hard work, on the progress of your learning. It's been amazing. It's been such an amazing journey to be with you all, okay, in guiding you, okay, in designing and developing these digital multimodal materials, so that you are all here now and you're able to present your hard work, okay, which is highly appreciated. So thank you very much for all your time, for all of the energy that you have already spent in order to join all the mentoring sessions, okay, from session 1 to session 5, so that all of us are finally here on the last session of the mentoring program. All right, of course, all of you are, all of you can't wait to submit, okay, your hard work, okay, so your digital multimodal materials. So allow me to share with you what you have to do regarding the submission. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is that, okay, you are going to be invited, okay, you are going to be invited to go to the form. Okay, so this is the link. Allow me to share it in the chat box. Okay, so that's the link for the submission. So if you click on the link, okay, you will be directed to the Google form. Okay. Okay, on the Google form, okay, this is what you are going to find. So this is the form for your submission. So you will have to write down your name, okay, your school, okay, the town of your school, and also the province. And then the submission file. Okay, so you will have to submit your instructional material file, okay, and then the lesson plan file, and also the video. However, considering that usually the quota for the video is quite large, so what you need to do is to simply submit the link. Okay, so you can upload your video onto a Google Drive, and then you share us the link, okay, and you paste the link here, okay, on instructional video submission link column, okay, so that the committee will be able to access it. Also, in addition to the submissions, you are expected to send us the subscription notification, okay, that you have already joined our YouTube English Teachers Today. So if you haven't known the YouTube, okay, our YouTube, okay, so this is our YouTube channel, English Teachers Today, and all of your video, your instructional videos, okay, will be uploaded here, okay, onto the YouTube channel, okay, so that everyone, okay, will be able to see your teaching performance, okay, with your digital multimodal material. Okay, so make sure that you subscribe, okay, to our channel, okay, so that, and then you can take a screenshot, okay, of the subscription, okay, and then you upload onto this column. Okay, so that's the Google form, Bapak Ibu. Okay. All right. Now for the submission dates, we are giving you quite a long submission date. Okay, so starting from today, if you are ready to submit your work, so you can submit it today, okay, 26th of August to 23rd of September 2023. If you still want to polish the materials, if you like to polish your lesson plan and also the video, okay, so you are still given opportunities to do so, okay, but make sure that you submit all of them by the 23rd of September 2023. So there's still plenty of time, Bapak Ibu. So if you still want to revise them, or if you still want to polish them, make them much more appealing, okay, so please do so. Okay, so make sure that you pay attention on the submission date, particularly on the last submission date, which is on the 23rd of September 2023. For the file name formats, first you need to insert your name, okay, and then your school or the institution city name, and then DIMA instructional material if the file is the material. And then if it's a video, then you just need to change it with instructional video. And if it is a lesson plan, then it will be lesson plan. So for example, my name is Dian Inayati. For example, I'm from SMA Brawijaya Smart School. So I need to write down my the school where I teach, also the city. Okay, it's important also to mention the city. SMA Brawijaya Smart School Malang. Okay, and the file is the material, so I name it DIMA instructional material. So make sure that you name the files according to the type, okay, whether it is material, whether it's video, whether it's lesson plan. Okay, so that it will make easier for the committee to identify your files, your submission files. All right, and when you are after your submission, after you are submitting your material, your video, and your lesson plan, you are entitled to join the DIMA Award. Hang on, let me share with you the DIMA Award. All right, so the reasons why your files are submitted, first, of course, you are entitled to getting the 32-hour certificate. Okay. And then secondly, you are given opportunities to have your learning materials, your instructional videos, and also lesson plan be published, okay, for public use, meaning that other teachers, other English teachers all around Indonesia are able to make use of your materials, okay, your lesson plan, your videos, okay, and your instructional materials. Of course, subject to your approval, okay, and permission. And lastly, okay, the reason for the submission is because your materials would later be nominated, okay, for DIMA Awards, okay, Digital Multimodal Material Awards. Okay, so to give you more detailed explanation regarding DIMA Awards, Mas Deo would explain about these awards. Mas Deo.
Yes, ma'am, but Budian
Yeah.
is here, ma'am.
Oh, okay, Budian Novita is here. Okay, please, Budian Novita.
Thank you so much, Budian Inayati, Bapak dan Ibu. So, regarding DIMA Award, so we invite you all to submit or to join DIMA Award by submitting your multimodal media. So in DIMA Award, so there will be two kind of criteria of, as mentioned by Budi and Ina, two kind of products. So the first one is the multimodal text or multimodal materials, and the second one is the video, instructional video. Okay, so probably this is also will answer Bu Sri, Bu Yuli's questions. So instructional videos, so that will be your implementations of the multimodal media in your classes. So that will be interactions between teacher and students in the classroom while using or utilizing multimodal media. Okay, so based on those criteria should be related to the lesson plan that you have attached, okay, with the project. Just like instructional media, so that will be must be relate to the lesson plan that you have made, and that also you have submitted along with your video. And here in the poster already stated the timeline, okay, for joining DIMA Award. So just like mentioned by Budi and Ina, so the submissions that will be 26 August to 23 September. If you're ready with your product, so you can submit to join DIMA Award. And then starting for 24 September to 29 October, So that will be adjudications review. And the last, we will announce the winner, okay, at 11th November. That's also in that events. In that events, we also will give digital exhibitions. So the whole interactive, the whole attractive multimodal media, okay. All of the products of Bapak dan Ibu, so we be exhibit in that day digitally. So I don't think this event must be kept. Okay, so please join DIMA Award. So for the scoring rubric, we also will explain about the scoring rubric that we will apply for assessing the product. Mas Dio, Bu Dian Ina, would you like to? Okay. Yeah. So for the Mas Dio, there is something black block. Okay. Black box blocking the poster. Would you like to?
Is it clear, ma'am?
Yeah, still we find the black box blocking the poster. Okay. Yeah, so the two rubrics or the two criteria for assessing the product. So the first one is in the left side. So that for the teaching materials, multimodal materials, so there will be 6 criteria. The first one is the originality, means that the product haven't published, haven't joined any competition, so that's originally yours, and also that's haven't joined any kind of competitions before. Then the second one is the practicality, okay, and number 3 is the media variations. Okay, so that's how a varied mode that you provide for the multimodal media. And then the interactivity, okay, of the media, even can be done synchronously or asynchronously. Okay, and then number 6, Mas Dev. Okay, so aesthetics and design, of course. So that should be eye-catching, yeah? How to attract the students. So that should be aesthetic and the designs of the multimodal media, multimodal materials. And the second criteria for instructional video, so there are 4 indicators. The first one is the attitude of using technology. So in this case, in this points, how well the teacher utilize the technology in the classroom. Okay, so it is practicality, okay, related to the multimodal media. This practicality, how well the teacher operate, how well the teacher utilize the multimodal media in the classroom while teaching and learning process. Okay, number 2 is the IT fluency. Okay, so that's the connectivity and also the path, okay, the path between one scenes to another scenes. So that's all for 4.2. Number 3 is planning and instructional design. So that relate to the suitability, okay, with the lesson plans. Activity and also the path, okay, the path between one. Okay, and the last one is teaching interactions using technology. So in that video, we also want to know how the students' attractions interacts with your interest with your technology, with your multimodal media, and also there will be smooth interactions between teacher and student, and also the multimodal media. So that will be the 4 criteria, the 4 indicators for our rubrics to assess the product for instructional media and also for multimodal materials. Okay, and again, we just remind you, we just inform you that 11th of November, so that will be the announcements. Okay, and also we will hold digital exhibitions just to share, to exhibit the products of Bapak dan Ibu, okay, multimodal media of Bapak dan Ibu who have joined, and that must be also based on the who got a good score, a good score, okay, from the judge, that will be exhibit in the digital exhibitions. Okay, so I think that's all for DIMA Award announcements. If you have further questions, so feel free to ask. Back to Budi and Ina.
Okay. Thank you, Budianov. Okay, are there questions, Bapak Ibu, regarding the submission as well as DIMA Award?
One question.
May I have so the video is about best practice, like when we are teaching at the class. Is it about how we apply the multimodal literacy in our classroom activity?
Exactly.
So the duration might be like 90 minutes, like we teach in the classroom, or shorter than. Is it about 90 minutes?
Okay.
Okay, please, Budianov.
Allow me, Budi and Ina, to respond to Yuli. Thank you for the questions, Yuli. Well, for the instructional video, yeah, it's not record the whole times, 90 minutes. Okay, so the point of the video, so you can show us, okay, the pre-teaching, while teaching, and the post-teachings. While in the while teaching, so that's the moments, okay, the scenes when you utilize, sorry, multimodal media, okay, that's also showing the interactions, okay, the teacher with the student, and also the technology or the multimodal media. So that's the point. Even, for example, like group working, okay, group working. So you do not sit or record the whole process of good group working. Okay, you can start with the instructions given by the teachers, okay, and then how the activities done by the students in group working in a sort, and then come up into another activity. So it's not totally 90 minutes to be recorded, okay, to be video, to be included into the video. So I think that's just represents pre-teachings, while teachings, and the post teachings. So that's answering your questions, Priyuli?
Yes, I understand about it.
Okay, thank you, Billy. And Bu Sulis, I think you want to say something?
Yes, I want to ask, Miss Dian, if I teach, for example, online class, is it okay if I use that class as the example for the video?
Okay, so online class, yeah. But actually, Bu Sulis, we want to see the interactions, okay, the interactions between the teacher and the students, okay, while in a online learning. So that's one pace, one interface only. But then if you can show us, okay, or emphasizing the video into interactions, that interaction, and also the use of multimodal, okay, the implementations of multimodal media in your class, so that's okay. Usulis.
Okay. One more question, Ibu.
Sure.
Maybe it's also, I assume that also our questions, the members who join this seminar, is it possible for us to discuss with our mentors if we have
Of
some
course.
questions dealing with that? I see. Okay.
Of course, feel free to do that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, please just optimize the groups. What do we have in a group mentoring? Yeah, inshallah, we still guide Bapak dan Ibu just to have a better practices, especially in implementing the multimodal media.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, yes, another questions? Okay, back to Budi and Ina.
Yeah, for your information, Bapak Ibu, all the information and the announcement that we have already shared on today's session, okay, would be shared to each group, okay, so that you would get a much better understanding regarding the guidance, okay, what to do with the submissions, okay, so that you will be much more prepared. Okay, so thank you very much, Bapak Ibu. Back to you, Mbak Agnia.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Inayati and Mrs. Novita, for the understandable explanation. All right, we are going to move on to the next session. It is testimonial given for our mentoring session today. Maybe some participant can give the testimonial for our mentoring session from mentoring session 1 until mentoring session 5 today. And please turn on your camera and give the some testimonial. Maybe Ibu Eli want to give feedback or testimony for our mentoring session. Ibu Eli from Mandangkaran.
Yes, sorry, it's very crowded here.
Okay, Ibu, can you give, you may give the testimony or feedback for our mentoring session from mentoring session 1 until mentoring session 5 today.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I'm so glad that I joined this activity, this webinar workshop. It's very, enrich my knowledge about multimodal literacy, and also get many, many new learning application from great teachers, especially in my group. The tutor is very patient, Mbak Laras. Although we sometimes didn't submit the task on time, she was so patient with us until the end of the session, and thank you so much. But I really hope that this kind of activity can be offline, not only online, because I'm sure there are many other learning applications that we haven't learned, and I think it's very effective if we can meet offline sometimes. I hope I can join this kind of activity again. Thank you so much for British Council, for Brawijaya University, and all the mentors that give us a new insight of using the technology in our learning.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Eli, for your nice word. All right, thank you very much for the feedback also. Okay, maybe once more participation. Ibu Umrah, maybe you may give the feedback or testimony for our mentoring session. Ibu Umrah, are you there?
Yeah, okay, thank you for the opportunity. Actually, I'm really glad to join this kind of activity because from the first time and the second and the fifth meeting, it's really hard work to do because we have to make our progress slowly but sure. Yeah, but I do not know how can I join the Dima because it's really challenging. Yeah, we must to make the video, and also we have to provide the material. Yeah, maybe I will try hard to make it comes true so that there is a result. Yeah, from the beginning until the end of our mentoring session. So it will be proud, yeah, if we can we can get some kind of product, yeah, and we can apply in our daily teaching learning process in our school. And thank you for the British Council and all of the mentor and all of the lecturer here who yang telah be patient, ya, to guide us. Thank you for all.
All right, thank you very much, Ibu Viro, for your wonderful words. And thank you very much for all the participants today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of mentoring session, I would like to express my gratitude to our esteemed presenters for their captivating presentations and all the mentors for the insightful feedback. And also extend my sincere appreciation to all of the participants for their active involvement. We hope that our mentoring session has provided you with valuable insights into the world of digital multimodal literacies. Okay, before we end today's event, we would like you to fill out the post survey questionnaire, which will be shared through the chat box. We will give you around 3 minutes to fill out that questionnaire. Thank you. All right, thank you very much, Bapak and Ibu, for filling out our questionnaires. And before we close our mentoring session today, let's take a picture of our mentoring session today. Maybe one of the committee can help to take the picture. And Ibu and Bapak, you may turn on your camera.
Okay, Bapak Ibu, if you may turn on your camera for a while, to take a quick photo session. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Wahrani, for helping us to take a picture. All right, thank you very much for joining our mentoring session today. Until then, take care and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next agenda. Once again, thank you very much for joining our mentoring session and have a wonderful day, everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Bapak Ibu.
Thank you, Bapak dan Ibu. We are
Thank
waiting
you.
for your. We are waiting.
kembali.
Bye.
Oh, bye.